Hello, SpongicX here, and I am going to play Sonic Battle R Prototype V3 on the PC. So this is a very ambitious fan project, which is still a beta, obviously by the name Prototype V3. And so what this is it's basically a revival of the game Sonic R, but in online multiplayer form. And so while it also has the original levels from Sonic R included, it also has a bunch of levels from various Sonic games. Not only from the adventure games, but even like some of the other spin-offs and other solo games like Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Secret Rings, and many more. And so, while the game is not perfect, I can't deny for a fan game, it is really fun. There's something really cool about like seeing an updated version of Sonic R. Like, Sonic R was not the best game, but there was no doubt that people still had fun with it. There's just something fun about a foot racing game where you gotta play as Sonic characters, and the soundtrack really helped make the game just give you good vibes. And so, this game lets you play as a bunch of different characters, and you even get to customize their color schemes, which is really cool. So, for starters, I decided to play as Blaze, and in the end, I decided to give her black pants and rider's glasses. While I feel the execution could have been a lot better, I really do like all the options you get for customizing the characters in this game. I honestly kind of like it more than how it was in Sonic Forces. Now, what I think is a real blessing and a curse in this game is the hub world. So they took the hub world from Sonic Adventure and have all these different entrances at different levels. And so it acts like a typical online game where, like, when you enter it, it gives enough time for enough players to join in before it automatically starts. Otherwise, you can play single, and as far as I know, that's all you can really do right now. Unless, like, you actually get up a bunch of friends and make your own private server. Because I think this game is meant to be like a public online game, but for right now, they're trying to work out all the kinks before they make the final public version. But even for a beta, there's still a lot to do in this game, but it's not entirely polished. There's a lot that is wrong with this game, but there's a lot that is also right with this game. So I thought I'd start off with basically the Sonic R stages, but first let's go to Special Stage 1, and I think this is based on the special stage from the Sega Saturn version of Sonic 3D Blast. Never played it, but I heard it's exclusive to the Sega Saturn version of the game. I played the Genesis version, I even once had the PC version of it, but... And so, like, while the gameplay is fun, there are a lot of flaws with it. For one, I am not a big fan of the spin dash in this game. The spin dash is usually supposed to help make Sonic and characters go faster. Here, it kind of messes you up at times. And so, this first stage is a pretty generic one, but it's good for those who just want to go for a run, I guess. So obviously, the visuals in this game are not the best. There's honestly better looking fan games out there, but I still think it's impressive how they're able to rip so many levels from different Sonic games and make them playable with an updated Sonic R formula. It feels like a mixture of Sonic R, but with a bit of the control schemes of the Sonic Adventure games. And then, depending on what level you're in, some levels will even change the gameplay entirely. The Shadow the Hedgehog stage is actually you give the characters guns, and you can press the top button to actually cause some characters to shoot out of it and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Unfortunately, the sound effects and animations for it are pretty lousy at the moment, so hopefully they work on it in the end. I don't know what happened there, but somehow Blaze died. Like I said, this game is not perfect. Some levels will work just fine, others will either be sluggish or very glitchy. Hopefully they can fix that out in the final version. I still can't deny, though, I had a lot of fun playing this game. I thought it'd be fun to make a video just showing me going through all the different levels that I was able to find. But as I was saying with how the hub world in this game is both a blessing and a curse, I'm getting to that. So the levels themselves are really fun. It's cool to be able to explore the hub world of the game, to enter levels like Emerald Coast, or even levels that weren't even in the original Sonic Adventure game. But what really ruins it, though, is not only how long the loading screens are, but every time you leave a level, it takes you back to the entrance of the game. So instead of taking you out of the entrance of the level you just went from, it forces you to go back to the beginning, and you're forced to see the same stupid intro dialogue where you have like that personification of a Dreamcast girl, and she's trying to like tell you how to play the game and all that, where to go. And so you got to go through that every single time. There's no way of skipping that. So obviously that's a sign that, yep, this is a beta. They're still trying to work it out, because if this was the final game, I'm pretty sure they would have had it where that wouldn't happen every time you get booted out of a level, or boot up the game entirely. And so, yeah, that gets really annoying, but then also, I really do think this game should have used a quick level select. Something that, like, I love the idea of exploring a hub world. I could imagine that would especially be fun on the final multiplayer version of the game. Just seeing people in real life, like, running around and... so, it's like, yeah, that could be really fun for a multiplayer game, especially since this game is supposed to have, like, chat feature, so... It's not just a Sonic racing game, it's also a game to be social with other players. You can talk with other Sonic fans, and so, yeah, I love the ambition behind this game, but so far, it's like, I can't complain too much, though. It is just an open beta, but I really do hope they can fix a lot of this stuff. So this is a surprisingly long level, and this is one of the few levels where it does not have laps. It's just like one big race to the finish. Some levels are like lap-based, where you're allowed to run around them multiple times, and this is one of the few where it's just race to the end. I think most of the levels in this are actually race to the end, which is good considering how some of the tracks of these levels are laid out. It'd be a pain in the ass to go through them multiple laps in a row, or that, and they're not designed to go around in laps, that's true, but... Some levels they had to heavily modify to make them playable. Like, I still think it's amazing how they're able to get the Dino Jungle level from Sonic and the Secret Rings and make that into, like, it's like, did you ever wonder how that would have played if it was more of a traditional Sonic 3D platformer instead of, like, an auto runner, basically, like it was? But because of that, though, it honestly makes some of these levels a little harder, which makes for a fun challenge. Some of these levels are broken, though, to the point where you can't even complete them. And so it's a shame how there's so many levels I wanted to get through and I was forced to quit because I kept dying at the same spot or something. It would not let me progress like it should have. Okay. Okay, Resort Island from Sonic R. Like the first level in that game. Can you feel the sunshine? God, I just love the music in this game. I don't know why, but something weird with Blaze. Like when she has a spin dash, she just does the spin attack. It's funny how like it did not lose any momentum. She just keeps spinning until I jump or something. But one thing I love about this game is how you can collect the rings and exchange them for unlockable cosmetics. And so, even for a fan game, this has replay value. That's what's fun about how the fact that you can play this on single-player mode. Honestly, that's probably the best way to actually... Instead of just, like, racing through the levels, just go through the levels and collect as many rings as you can. However, you still have to worry about some of the bullshit obstacles, but... God, how could anyone hate the soundtrack in Sonic R? It's just so relaxing and so catchy. I originally had the PC version of Sonic R as a kid, and for some reason my computer wasn't entirely compatible with it. Like, it was able to run, the problem was that there was no audio coming from the game, just the sound effects of the characters. And so I had to play the game mute, and so years later, I discovered this game actually had, like, an amazing soundtrack. It's like, ah, my childhood missed out. The worst part is I actually did rent the Sonic Gems collection once, and that game actually had Sonic R on it, but I ignored it. Because I was like, I already played that game, so let's play Sonic CD or Sonic the Fighters instead. It's like, oh, I really missed out. But one thing I like about this is how it kind of plays better than Sonic R. Sonic R was undoubtedly a kind of sluggish game, and so because this is made with like modern hardware in mind, it runs a little smoother. Not entirely smooth though, this game does have some performance issues, but there's no denying though, it definitely runs better than an old Sega Saturn game, that's for sure. Up next is Radical City.
Ready, set, go!
Oh, I always hated the water in Sonic R. So far, I think a lot of the Sonic R levels play pretty well in this game. There is one, however, that is really broken. You'll see that soon. I think it's like the second to last level in this game, but... I forgot to mention that. I love how they also include the homing attack in this game. I just wish the spin dash worked. That and the grinding in this game is really sluggish as well. There are some rail grinding segments and they're not very good. This level's pretty fun. Something about this level really reminds me of Sonic 3D Blast. That game had a lot of levels that had like a ruin kind of look to it. With all these blocky tiles and for some reason you have like these Egyptian these sphinxes that look like knuckles. It's kind of weird, but once again, the song in this level is amazing. Hard to believe this game came out in the 90s, because I swear, this soundtrack, it sounds more like, it just says the 80s, you know, it spells out the 80s. Yet this is a game that was made in the 90s. The mid-90s, in fact. Late mid-90s. So you can't use the Chaos Emerald gates, but you can use the ring gates from the original game. I can definitely imagine this game would be mad, like, if you're playing online. Especially considering how, like, I think some of these levels can go up to, like, 32 players at once. Some of these levels just aren't built for massive multiplayer. Okay, Reactive Factory. This is without a doubt the worst level out of the Sonic R pack in this, or the pack of levels from Sonic R. This has some, like, game-breaking moments. There's a part where I somehow clipped through the floor and I went into the water, and you can't jump out of the water. You gotta run to a certain surface that'll let you out. And so, there's certain parts I'm gonna have to skip ahead. Otherwise, you'll be forced to see me, like, just stuck there for nearly minutes, it feels like, trying to get out. Like, here it is. Like, that's the biggest fault right there. And then you go through that ring, you think it would have boosted you, and instead it dropped you straight back into the water. And that's not even the worst part. It's a shame, too. Like, I love the music in this level, but, the level itself really sucks. I'm pretty sure even the original wasn't this bad. Yeah, this part right here. This sucks. I don't know what happened there. I thought that thing would have been like a spring or something. And so, yeah, let's just move on to the next level. Radiant Road. Basically, the Rainbow Road of Sonic R. Now, I remember, like, loving this stage back then, but I could have sworn, I don't know, I guess my memory serves me wrong, but I could have sworn this level had the song Supersonic Racing playing, or... I could have sworn Supersonic Racing was from this game. Like, what part of the game was it from? Was it the end credits, or did it play every time you played a Supersonic? I can't remember, but I could have sworn the song by default played in this level, but no, it's a different song. Good song, though. This is such a pretty level. I love how it's constantly changing colors. Hate those enemies. Man, these levels give you such a rush. Up next is Hang Castle from Sonic Heroes. Love this level from that game, but I feel like it's a little frustrating to play in this because there's a part where I kind of got stuck, and unfortunately the game didn't give you a good hint on what to do next. But apparently what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to defeat all the enemies in order to open up a gateway, and that's very misleading for what's supposed to be a multiplayer racing game. So obviously it's not as well animated as the one from Sonic Heroes. Like when you use the gravity flipping mechanic, it doesn't show like that distortion effect. So cool to be able to play this level as Blaze the Cat, though. Yeah, so this is the part I was talking about, where you had to defeat all the enemies along the way. So I'll skip ahead to the point where when I had to go back around the second time, defeat all the enemies. I said it before and I'll say it again, I really do not like the grinding in this game. Even for a fan game, it's just way too sluggish. I'm holding the B button too. That's supposed to speed you up and it doesn't feel like it's doing a dang thing. Then they don't have the torches in this game. There were supposed to be torches that lit the invisible pathway, so instead they just have a trail of rings. I still think it's cool how they're able to fit all these levels into this game, though, like with their original soundtracks, even with the audio changing mechanics, how, like when you go from one area to another, how the audio will transition. I love how they're able to pull that off, at least. That was close. Oh god, why did they have to bring those annoying guys into this? I don't even think they were introduced until the Mystic Mansion part of the level. I don't even think Mystic Mansion is a level in this game. One bright side to this being an online multiplayer game is you don't have to worry about a life system. If you die, you'll just respawn. Even then, some of the levels could still be tricky, though. Like, I actually thought, out of the levels that were able to be completed, the hardest one in this game for me was actually the Dino Jungle from Secret Rings. There's like a part where you're forced to jump on a log and steer while avoiding like these spike balls, and that's actually pretty tricky. Remember the first time I played this game, I died a lot. This is actually my second time revisiting the game, so back then I meant to do a video on it, but I forgot to press record or something like that, so this is my second attempt at trying to make the video. So this time, things went more smoothly, luckily. Yeah, it can be very time-consuming to try to get through all the levels in this game. It took me like about over 3 hours to get through all of them, but... Dang. How convenient. I think it is a crime that this doesn't have a high score mechanic, because it almost makes you want to avoid the enemies entirely if you don't get any bonus points for defeating them, but sometimes you have no choice but to defeat them, though, otherwise their shitty projectile attacks will just home in on you. And... yeah, strangely enough, this level does have a bit of Mystic Mansion mixed into it. I could have sworn this was part of the Mystic Mansion level, not Hang Castle. Or, I don't know, but... never mind, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Up next is Westopolis from Shadow the Hedgehog, and oh my god, this is just such an insane level. I mean, even in the original game, this level was insane, but I just love how the characters are holding guns all of a sudden. It's just so funny. Never thought I'd see Blaze the Cat with a gun. Then I think the characters also get like some form of Chaos Blast in this game. They also get a lock-on button, something that even Shadow the Hedgehog was missing. So yeah, it took me a while to figure out the controls for this level because this game doesn't have a proper tutorial. But yeah, you gotta press like So if you're playing like on an Xbox controller, I think it's the Y button you would press to shoot. Not very good shooting though. People said the shooting controls on Shadow were bad. I'll say they were much better. They at least honed in on enemies. Okay, Power Plant from Sonic Heroes. Yeah, this is a pretty fun level. I remember the only thing I really hated about was like the end of the level, like for Sonic and Shadow story mode. I think, like where they had to escape like the room that was raising from lava, and unfortunately that part still sucks in this game. They got rid of the anti-gravity fields though, replacing the spring pads. I don't know, I forgot to mention, does anyone else think Blaze the Cat looks cool in black pants? I don't know. Like, originally I wanted to give her, like, an entirely black suit, make her look like an agent almost, but I don't know. There's something about her jacket just didn't look right with black, but then I saw the black pants. It's like, eh, that'll stay, though. I'll keep the black pants. Well, it's funny how, with a lot of these fan games, it kind of shows how much better these games would have been if it weren't... How much better Sonic Heroes would have been if it didn't force upon the team mechanic. I mean, the team mechanic was kind of a cool idea, but at the same time, it's like, why can't we just play this like a regular Sonic Adventure game? That's what's cool about these fan games. They revise the level so it is possible for just one player to get through it without having to rely on Tails constantly flying or Knuckles punching through things. So obviously, a lot of these levels don't capture the same, like, exact physics as the other games. Like, you could argue that you would be going much faster if you're playing Sonic Heroes. Like, when running through loops or stuff like that, the physics just went by a lot faster in a game like that. Where here, it kind of has a bit of a slowdown. Those red flaming balls are so annoying. Oh, now that was just unfair. Then too bad he can't do the triangle jump anymore. That would have made some of these sections a lot more fun, but hate those enemies. God, the enemy projectiles in this game are bullshit. Speaking of bullshit, this part. Now, I feel like this part could have easily been fixed. See, the problem is that there are these hoops in mid-air, and you can't... Does it look like the character can actually reach that? And somehow you jump at them, and then they'll go through it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But yeah, this part's really flawed. They should have just added springs that shot you up or something. I think that would have made this a lot easier. Wasn't a fan of this part in the original game, and I'm especially not a fan of it in this fan game. Onto Grand Metropolis Zone, another level from Sonic Heroes. And yeah, I like this level too. I know it wasn't confirmed, but there's rumors that we're getting a new side-scroller Sonic game. I can't really say I'm really excited for that, because isn't that all we ever usually get nowadays? Unless it's like in vein of Sonic Advance, then I'll be excited, but if it's just another classic nostalgia throwback game, it's like, no thanks. I mean, Sonic Mania was fun, and then we're getting Sonic Origins, but come on, I'm just tired of all the... side-scrollers. This is my preferred Sonic experience right here. The 3D gameplay, I love this so much more. And I still yet to see Sega perfect it. That's the biggest problem, because yeah, these games are flawed, but we want to see them improved upon. It's like, even as flawed games, we can still have fun with these, so imagine how much better they'd be if they were fixed.
No.
Okay, now, Dino Jungle from Secret Rings. So, yeah, this is kind of bizarre, like, turning this level into, the traditional Sonic level. And so, unfortunately, I was too stupid to figure it out, but yeah, you can drive the Triceratops, but you have to be, you have to stand where the pink triangle is. That's, like, to steer it, and then, whoever's behind it is, passenger, basically. So, unfortunately, I was too stupid to figure that out at the time, but... So, strangely enough, you know, I remember, like, how in the original game, you know, you had, like, a song playing in the background, but I could never hear what they were saying, because either the sound effects were too loud, or Sonic and Chara were too busy not shutting up, so I couldn't understand a word they're saying. So here, I was able to listen to the song, like, crystal clear, with, like, booming sound quality, and I still have no idea what they're singing about. I just keep hearing them say, Dino, it's a jungle, Dino. It's like, what the hell? Such a weird song. I do think it's cool to be able to play this like a traditional Sonic Adventure level, though. Without having to use stupid Wii motion, tilting controls and all that. Yeah, Sonic and the Secret Rings did not age well. I still think for a Wii game, the visuals and soundtrack are impressive, but the controls are just awful. Like, there are times where I was wondering, how did I beat this as a kid? Because these controls are unresponsive as hell. But what makes it tougher when playing it on this is you gotta worry about where you're controlling your character now. There were a lot of invisible barriers and secret rings that prevented Sonic from running off the ledges. There were still cliff falls though, but those were ones you could jump over at least. Here though, it's like you can actually move too far left or right for the characters to fall off. So yeah, you gotta be a little more careful about your surroundings when playing on Sonic Battle R. I still think this is a really cool level though. I mean, they honestly did a really good job at mimicking like the track layout and the way the characters and camera would move, like when going through the level. They did a really good job here. So, like some levels, they did a really good job at porting over into Sonic Battle Art. Some could have used a lot more work. But this is one where, yeah, they did a really good job. It looks like the level, it sounds like the level, and it mostly plays like the level, but honestly, possibly even a little better. Minus the log segments. The log segments are arguably a lot worse. Yeah, this is the part that I kept dying on when I first played this game. Well, it's coming up at least, but we're getting close. Yeah, this part right here. I mean, it's hard. Just jumping on one of those logs is a pain in the ass, and then steering it without bumping into anything is even harder. Somehow, for once, though, playing this, I remember when I first played, I kept bumping into everything, but for once I actually managed to make it through okay. But what makes this more frustrating is when you keep in mind this is supposed to be an online multiplayer mode. Because the best strategy to do here is, luckily the controls are not always accelerating, so you can just, like, pull back on the joystick for the character to stop. So yeah, that kind of breaks the physics, but that's really the best strategy to get through this. You gotta slow down when you need to. Like, otherwise you're just prone to crashing into things if you keep pushing forward. And then they managed to even still have the T-Rex here. I was surprised they actually ported that into the game. It's not as deadly as the one in the original. It kept homing in on you, trying to bite you. Here, it just keeps swinging its tail around in the same spot. So it's much easier to avoid in this game. Ugh. That was close. Camera messed me up. Yeah, that's one thing I should mention. Some levels the camera does not work really well. I think like one of the worst levels that had like a really bad camera and gameplay experience was probably Windy Valley from Sonic Adventure. There was a really weird occurrence in that level. Ugh. Yeah. This sucks. Like I said, not all the games are really... Yeah, I had to quit. There's no getting out of this. I was stuck in this loop. This game really does need a lot of fixing. Well, after being forced to quit, I decided to change into Silver the Hedgehog, and now we're at Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2. Another pretty memorable level in the game. I like how when Silver gets enough speed, he starts hovering. Really cool. I like it when games portray Silver as being able to go fast. I hated like how in Sonic 06, I mean, I liked playing as Silver in Sonic 06, but I hated how slow he was. It's a shame how some games they'll make all the Sonic characters almost like evenly sped up, and then some they'll make some characters slower than others. I can't stand it when they do that. I think the only character where it legit makes sense for him to be slow is Big the Cat. Otherwise, I can't stand it when they slow down characters like Silver, Amy, and sometimes even Knuckles gets the slow treatment. Sonic Battle was one of the games where they made Knuckles slow. I mean, arguably he's not the slowest character though, but he's still slow compared to characters like Amy or Sonic. Which is usually weird, because usually in other games it's Amy who's slower than Knuckles. Heck, even Tails was slow in a few games. Like, and I thought in Sonic Adventure he had a decent speed, but then games like Sonic 06 or Sonic Battle, he was pretty slow. Sometimes different characters from Sega games will appear in certain levels, and if you talk to them, they'll offer to sell you some accessories for a few rings. Otherwise, you can go into the Station Square Hotel and go into the Chow Garden, go to the blacksmith, or the black market, I mean, and you can buy more cosmetics there. So when I first played this game, I never bothered going inside the hotel, so I didn't realize you could even go in there. There are more hub levels in here, including Emerald Coast and a few other beach-themed levels. You also get to go to the casino. So, Emerald Coast, this is one of my favorite levels from Sonic Adventure. Honestly, I'll say Sonic Adventures was actually better. I don't think it's as good in this game. This version's a little slower. Not as visually pleasing either. They got rid of the Killer Whale segment. Which is strange, because Wave Ocean's actually a level in this game. They do include the whale, but in a very different format. If I recall, the Killer Whale is still in this level, but they didn't animate it. They somewhat animate it in the Wave Ocean one, but I'm not going to spoil what happens in that, but it is weird. Yeah, if I was playing the original Sonic Adventure version, I'd already be at the dock by now with the whale. Still not there yet. Now I am, but... Oh, never mind. I thought it was in Wave Ocean. No, it's this level. So, yeah, you actually steer the whales. You jump on top of them and steer them. It's so weird. Not very well animated, though, but... I'll say, okay, that's kind of a cool idea, though. Whale racing. Yeah, so, no, if I recall, Wave Ocean, the way he just, like, pushed the whale into that rock, it's kind of funny, but... so, Wave Ocean, actually, that got rid of the whales, but, it does still have the docks there, if I'm not mistaken. Here, they got rid of the dock and replaced it with just the whale race. This game would have been so much more fun if the spin dash actually worked. I will admit, though, the wall running in this game's a lot better. Games like Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and even Sonic 06 had a lot of levels where they wanted you to do some wall running, and it just did not work properly. And so here, it actually feels better. It feels like the characters do latch onto the walls, and they stay on as long as you keep building up the momentum. I like that. It feels good, but... Well, that... Yeah, sometimes the game has good speed physics, and sometimes it really does not. Once again, if this was the original game, I'd be near the end of the level by now, but nope. Because this game's physics are wonkier. I'm far behind still. I do like how for this level they made the springs a lot larger, like how they were oversized in Sonic Adventure. Kinda cool. So surprisingly, they were able to get Wave Ocean working in this game. I mean, that's different, because considering how most of the games on this were from, like, the Dreamcast or GameCube PS2 era, so here we have one that's actually from, like, the Xbox 360 and PS3, and so, obviously, yeah, this is directly the map from the game, complete with the textures and all that. The only thing that's missing, though, is the proper lighting. It looks a little too bright here, so, yeah, I'll even argue it looked better in Sonic 06, and people like to joke on that game's graphics, so, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you want the better experience, play Project 06 instead, but... As much as people hate Sonic 06, I can't say I hate the game, though. I do admit it is a very flawed game, but I still have very fond memories of it, though. Like, I still love the levels, I love the music, I just... Yeah, obviously there is a lot of clunky controls or gameplay decisions, but... Aside from that, though, I can't hate the game, though. It still gives me some warm feelings from, like, how much fun I had, going through some of these levels before, like, you know, it's like, it's one of those games where you have fun with it, and then it's like, oh, man, it starts acting up. But when it was working, I actually had fun with the game. I definitely didn't like the game as much for, like, Sonic's story, though. Like, the whole Princess Elise thing was garbage, but I did like Silver and Shadow story modes a lot. I thought Wave Ocean was a neat little homage to Emerald Coast. I remember for the time, I thought Sonic 06 looked visually impressive, but yeah, I can admit going back to it though. Well, there are some little ideas that look kind of cool though, like I mostly liked it for the destruction physics, but yeah, there's no denying that it's kind of age battling nowadays. Like Sonic Unleashed is a much better game to look at. I like how falling in the water doesn't kill you. That's one thing this game has over Sonic 06. Now, I don't know if it's possible to drown in this game. I mean, yeah, mostly any Sonic game would have it where the characters would drown when they fall in the water, but I have to wonder if the programmers even bothered designing that into the game. Because there's like no underwater levels necessarily in this game, so no sign of the air bubbles or anything, so I have to wonder if you can drown if you stay in the water too long, but... Yeah, admittedly, I got a little lost here because they changed the level layout a bit. So, they mix, this is mostly based on a mixture of Sonic's version mixed with Shadow's version. It's like right here, we're now on Shadow the Hedgehog's version of this level. Yeah, the lighting here is just so off. Everything's too bright. Okay, Ocean Palace Zone from Sonic Heroes. I hate how unresponsive the spin dash is in this game. Alright, on to Seaside Hill, also from Sonic Heroes. I honestly love Seaside Hill, but I do agree, though. I hate how there's that era where Sega just kept using this in every Sonic game. If it's not Green Hill Zone, it's always Seaside Hill Zone that they're always referencing to. Hey, Sega, there's other Sonic levels that people love, you know? And then for some reason, Sega thinks people like Chemical Plant Zone. Let me make this clear, Sega. People only like Chemical Plant Zone for its music. They do not like it for the level itself. Well, that's acting up. It won't let me go forward. Trying to do a homing attack to go forward, it won't let me. So yeah, once again, a level I'm forced to quit. Okay, so I swapped over to Knuckles, but I do not know what the deal is with this level. This is called Seaside Ruins. And so obviously it recycles the same themes of Seaside Hill, but I don't know what this is, like what the layout's supposed to be, or like why the music is so different, but I'm wondering, is this supposed to be based on, how, remember how there was, that Sonic DS prototype, where it showed Sonic running through Green Hill Zone, not, Seaside Hill Zone, I mean, and, I'm wondering if this is supposed to be a recreation of that, I don't know, but... So, yeah, I think that's really flawed. You're supposed to either keep running until they run over the ramp, or you gotta keep jumping, and sometimes it just doesn't react. Yeah, this level's kind of flawed. I don't know where this song is from, though, but it's pretty cool. So if this isn't based on anything, maybe it's just a fan level made by the development team of this game, but... I hate the ramp part, otherwise I did like this level, kind of. I think the music is pretty cool. I'm surprised there aren't any Sonic Riders levels in this game. I think they would have. I think there is a level from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. One of the casino racetracks actually is a level. You can find it inside Casinopolis. I feel like this level does go on way too long, though. Why is this a 4-lap level? I feel like 3 would have been plenty. Hell, 2 would have even been plenty. Ugh, those stinking ramps! So if you go inside the elevator, you can end up in the Chow Garden, and you can go to the black market to get more items for your characters. And then you can even go into the race lobby for the Chow. Unfortunately, there's nothing there. It's cool that you can go inside that, but there's unfortunately no entrances to any of the levels, which is a bummer. So I can tell that a lot of this is placeholders for like the final game. You can tell they're going to add more like level entrances in some of these hubs.
begin.
As far as I know, just the Casino Sewer and the Casino Royale level are the only levels you can find here in Casinopolis. It's so cool how you can actually explore Casinopolis. It even has the upper floor that was only available in Knuckles' version of this level. It has, like, the moving lions, it has the neon cowgirl. It's kind of cool, I like that. Oh, and there's also an Easter egg up here. If you find you can find Amigo here, and he'll give you a sombrero for your character to wear. Apparently they said there's another mysterious character you can find inside the Mystic Ruins. I wasn't able to find that character. I tried looking in a lot of hard to find places though, but couldn't find it. Mystic Ruins feels very incomplete though. There's a lot of areas that are just inaccessible. Some will even flat out kill you. Metro Deluge. I have no idea what level this is. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be based on something from Jet Set Radio or something, but the music reminds me of Jet Set Radio, but otherwise, track-wise, it almost reminds me of something you'd see in Sonic Riders. I have no idea what this is. Once again, it might just be a completely original level, but I can see they definitely, it might be an original level, because come to think of it, I'm starting to realize they recycled a lot of, ideas from the Grand Metropolis level. Like, you flat out saw, like, one of the buildings that said, Hexaco on it. Okay, Circus Park from Shadow the Hedgehog. I actually really like this level. Although this is the level where the infamous cutscene, "Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?" That's where this came from, but... Otherwise, I love this level, though. I just remember thinking it was really fun. I like how these trackways right here, I'm not sure if it was intentional, but they really remind me of the special stages from Sonic 2. I also love the music here. Shadow's got a little hand... I mean, Knuckles has a little hand pistol all of a sudden. Now, Twinkle Park, this is a level I feel really mixed about. Oh, like, overall, I think the level's amazing. However, I think the gameplay is very unpolished. I remember, like, this bumper cart segment. Oh my god, I hated it in the original. It was such a fun idea, but it was just so flawed. It was way too easy to die. Sometimes the car, you know, got hurt despite how it shouldn't have, or sometimes it just didn't gain enough speed. And so, surprisingly, it plays a lot better just running on foot. It makes me wish you could just do that in the original Sonic Adventure. It's like, why is Sonic driving in a really sluggish as hell bumper car? He should just run the track and get through it much faster. And so luckily this game lets you do that. It is strange, though, how the characters aren't able to get enough speed to go across the big launches, but all of a sudden there's just like an invisible thing that boosts them up. I don't know why it does that, but... I don't know, this might be a rare case where this level actually plays better than the original itself. Which is funny, because this game is prone to a lot of glitches and some unfinished or unplayable levels, but this is one where, yeah, I kind of enjoyed playing through this level more than I did playing in the original Sonic Adventure. Oh, and this is kind of cool, too. I like how, since they couldn't get the roller coaster into the game, they just have it where you grind the rail. And before you ask, no, you cannot jump off of it. Trust me, I tried. I thought, like, oh, you could just easily, like, speed rush this level just by jumping off at the castle, and no, it won't let you do that. But imagine how much quicker this level would have been completed if Sonic kept that in mind. It's like, Sonic's jumped out of more dangerous stuff before, so it's like, Sonic, why didn't you just jump out of that roller coaster? You easily could have done that, Sonic. The castle was right there. That was where the end goal was, and you just let it slide. And he wonders how he lost Amy in that game. Because the whole reason he is in this level is because he was going after Amy after she was getting chased by a robot. Speed Highway, another amazing level from Sonic Adventure. And if I'm not mistaken, this level played right after Twinkle Park. So, again, I think this is another level where it actually plays better than it did in Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure, it was real easy to accidentally, like, run right off the ledge of some of these racetracks. Admittedly, the spring during this part was kind of messy, but when it comes, like, running along the walls or on these, like, winding tracks, the characters are able to stay on foot a lot easier. And so, yeah, it makes playing through this one much more of a breeze than it was on Sonic Adventure. Like, I remember right here, it's easy for the character to accidentally just launch right off the edges. So here I felt like I was in more control of, I wanted to say Sonic, but Knuckles in this case. It also has, like, the segments, like, of the characters running down the building, which I'll at least say, okay, I think Sonic Adventure actually did that part better. But it also has the daytime segment, complete with the oncoming traffic, and I'll admit that part could have been better too, because I remember Sonic had a much higher jump in that game, so there's like a certain part that Sonic could jump over, and he can't do that in this version, so yeah. Okay, now, Radical Highway from Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog's first main level. Pretty iconic level in the game. You know, I'm surprised they didn't go with that gimmick. I can kind of see why, though, because they want to have match with the story. But a part of me wonders, like, how cool would that have been if, in Sonic Adventure 2, to really differentiate Sonic and Shadow's gameplay, what if all of Sonic's stages took place during the daytime and all of Shadow's were nighttime stages? That would have been kind of cool, because, I mean, that's kind of like the vibe I got here, where City Escape was like the daytime version, and then Shadow's Radical City was like the extreme nighttime version of that stage, and I don't know, I thought, wouldn't that have been kind of a cool idea? It obviously wouldn't have worked story-wise, the way the story would have had been revised for that to work, but there's so many times where Sonic and Shadow's levels took place during the same time, so that would not have worked at all, but the idea of that would have been kind of cool. I mean, we did get Sonic Unleashed at least, but, yeah. Okay, I decided to swap over to Amy. So we're about done with all the levels that you can find in Station Square, and most of the levels are found in this hub, this part of the hub, I mean. So, going to Mystic Ruins and the Egg Carrier Wreckage, I don't even think there are any stages on the Egg Carrier Wreckage. It lets you go there, but there's nothing to be found there for right now. But, okay, so this is actually really fun. I actually really like these levels. For some reason, you got a few Mario Kart stages in this game. Of the two Mario Kart stages, though, this is my least favorite. It's just Rainbow Road from Super Nintendo. I was not a big fan of the very first Mario Kart game. Heck, I even find it kind of hard to go back to the N64 one. I just feel like the gameplay for those have aged badly. I do love it when they bring back the levels from Mario Kart 64 and reinvent them for, like, the modern ones. I think that's great, seeing, like, these old memorable levels with actual good controls now, but I don't know, I'm just still not a big fan of the Super Nintendo ones, or even the Game Boy Advance one, but otherwise, I thought these levels were kind of cool in this game, though. Like, I liked how they actually have the item blocks, and they actually do, give you power-ups that actually work. And if you run over them, you lose all your rings, of course, but so if you're playing single player, the best advice is don't use the power-ups. Don't set yourself up for a trap, but so first we have this one, then the other one is the Royal Raceway from Mario Kart 64, but using the Mario Kart 8 version. So for those who can't remember, that's the level that had Peach's castle. And so, yeah, like, I gotta admit, it was so unexpected, but pretty cool to see Mario Kart tracks being Sonic race tracks. It's kind of cool. Why is it that fans always have the best ideas? People have been begging for Nintendo to make a Sonic and Sega crossover that's non-Olympic based, like one that's an actual, like, platformer or action game, and no, they're always giving us the dumb Olympic minigame collections. Leave it to the fans to make something good. And then, of course, Nintendo's against that. But Sega's cool. I mean, look, people have been making fan games for years, and people still buy Sega's products. Nintendo feels like, oh, when people make fan games, that's going to prevent people from actually buying their games, and I don't know, Sega's been doing a fine job with it. Even Sega has their limits, though. Like, when if they find out people are profiting off the fan games, yeah, they're going to be upset. Otherwise, Nintendo, they don't always take things down just because, oh, someone wants to sell it. They take it down just because they hear their IP is used in something that fans are making, and I don't know, it's just kind of annoying. It's like, hasn't Nintendo ever considered that sometimes people do this because they're giving them ideas of what they want them to make? There's no denying that as cool as some of these fan games are, Nintendo still makes the more stable, better games. So, Nintendo should be flattered that people are coming up with ideas that they're basically saying, Nintendo, here's an idea, use it, you know, and Nintendo sees it as, oh no, they're trying to steal our ideas, let's sue them, or it's so annoying. Radical Train, another level from Sonic 06. Yeah, there's a weird hiccup at the beginning where it just drops you to your death before dropping you where you're supposed to go. I don't know why it did that, but aside from that, I'll argue that this is actually more playable than the actual level from the game. And I mean, Radical Train's a level I really wanted to like. I like the idea of it, of Sonic having a race before like a train got away. I think what ruins it though are like the parts where like it's about like crashing into like a bunch of bombs and then how you had to deactivate a switch. And I also thought narratively it just made no sense to the game, because the whole idea was that Eggman needed the princess alive so he could use her powers to free Iblis and try to control him to rule the world and all that. And so why was Eggman all of a sudden trying to kill Elise out of nowhere? It's like you get a game over, it's like, oh yeah, Sonic loses, but you lost to Eggman. And I just never understood that. It was just a lame excuse to try to make some time-limited mission to really, I don't know. I felt like, you know, just racing to the finish of the level was enough, but then just those damn bomb barrels just ruined everything. Does everyone else agree, like, for those who've actually played Sonic 06 or even the better version, Project 06, would you agree that the level would have been so much better without those damn bomb switches? Just, enough to, like, just keep ahead of the train and make it to the goal before it gets away. I think that would have been fair enough. I think when you play it on that aspect, it's fun, but those damn switches, like, you're probably gonna die, like, a lot the first time you play this level. Like, heck, I played the level so many times, and sometimes I still forget where some of the switches are. Doesn't help that the switches kind of blend in with all the other dirty colors in this game, but at least the Mach Speed section, this is a lot easier. And then the scales you jump on don't have much weight. My only complaint with the version in this game, aside from the beginning death trap, is this part right here. How in the original you could use a homing attack to latch on to the rails and grind over all these trains. You can't do that, and it doesn't give you enough room to avoid the train, so you're just in like a really tight squeeze here. And then it doesn't help that there's all these support beams in the way that make it really easy for the characters to accidentally headbutt right into them. Other than that, it's a pretty fine port of that level. Slightly more playable, although I do think they went a little overboard with the gunning enemies. Instead of the switches, you gotta defeat the enemies to progress, but hey, at least you don't have to worry about a train crashing in and causing you to lose a life or anything. It makes it a little more enjoyable. Now, Windy Valley is a level I really love from the original Sonic Adventure. I feel like in this game, though, it's a little frustrating. There's like one part that's like absolutely broken during the third act of this level. Otherwise, I noticed like they mixed multiple versions of this level together. Starting off, you're in E102 Gamma's version of this level, and then eventually you go into a cliff fall and it transitions into Sonic's version of this level. It's kind of cool. It's like right here, we're at Sonic's version of the level, like right where he gets dropped off. Obviously, though, this one, like, I mentioned how a lot of the Sonic Adventure levels actually play better in this game, and this is not one of them, unfortunately. This is actually pretty sluggish. Like, just the part where you're running on the gusts of wind with the leaves it is arguably so much slower. Yeah, Twinkle Park and Speed Highway were arguably pretty good, but Emerald Coast and this left a lot to be desired. Then the tornado part is kind of annoying in this. I mean, it was annoying in the original, too. I hated the camera angle, and, yeah, pretty stupid. This part makes me nervous. I feel like I'm just gonna slip up a little bit and fall off. Now, this was my favorite part on the adventure version, but here it is a pain in the ass. You'll see why eventually. I mean, otherwise, like, this is what I miss from Sonic games. I loved it when it was like this, the 3D ones especially. I loved it when you actually felt like you were in control of the characters, and you had all these winding pathways where you just keep running without having to... I mean, yeah, obviously there were some annoying levels where you had to keep, like, jumping at enemies and all that, but I like the levels that left you feeling so free, where all you had to do was just keep steering in the right direction. You didn't have to worry about any really cheap, annoying deaths. Just keep running, follow the path, and try your best to not do anything stupid. It's like, yeah, it just made you feel so free, and I feel like you don't get that anymore in Sonic games. I loved, like, being able to feel the acceleration of constantly moving without bumping into anything. It was so cool. I remember thinking it was cool how... I can't remember which one it was, but I remember one of the Mario and Sonic Olympic games, they turned, there was like this one dream event where you're on these little hover discs and you gotta steer through, this level, and that was really cool. I think it was from the London Olympics, 2012 London Olympics. I think it was from that game, but I remember that one was kind of cool. Even had the same music playing in the background. This is the part I absolutely hate in this version. Like, this part is broken. Somehow it just keeps flinging you back up. So eventually it came to a point where I just did a suicide jump and I was somehow able to make it to the next area. But so yeah, let's skip ahead real quick. So there's like 2 or 3 levels inside the jungle part of Mystic Ruins. However, they are pretty much unplayable or unfinished. Like one of them is based on one of the Space Colony Arc base levels. Not Space Colony Arc, but one of the outer space levels from Shadow the Hedgehog. And it's broken, because if you fall off, you'll be falling for an infinite amount of time. So I was forced to quit from that level. You find it inside of Eggman's base, right here. I was thinking you would have found more levels in here. I was surprised it actually let you go in it, though. Complete with the music and even the Metal Sonic and Mecha Sonic robots in there. It's kind of cool. So yeah, originally I did have footage of me going to like the Master Emerald altar in Mystic Ruins, but I cut that out of the video because there really wasn't anything there. And it was kind of broken. Like I actually got stuck inside of the entrance to get into the ice cap level. I fell into the water and I couldn't get out.
Now, the race is about to begin.
So yeah, I was forced to quit that level because I was just running forever and getting nowhere. But at least playing through this level is a lot more fun than it was in Sonic Adventure. Like, no matter what character you were, it felt so slow running through this this forest. Like, especially because there's just like these moments where you bumped into something and it just immediately slows down the characters. So I like how there's more momentum. I mean, even playing as Amy, Amy was like one of the slowest characters in Sonic Adventure, next to Big the Cat. And I do like how if you find Big's house, though, you get to the entrance of Frog Forest. And so yeah, this is one of my favorite levels from Sonic Heroes. Unfortunately, it's unplayable in this version. There comes a point where you're supposed to ride a spring that takes you up to the top of a tree, and no matter how many times you jump on it, it will not give you the boost you need. So I was forced to rage quit this level. Otherwise, I'll show you how far I was able to get before that happened. This is such a beautiful level, though, and I love the music. Now, I don't know, but there's something weird about, like, I know it's just a beta, though, but there's something weird that happened, like, when I started up this game. It said, like, this version is obsolete, download latest version, and then it gives you a link to go to, but all it does is take you to the YouTube video of the exact version you're playing, and there's no download link for an updated version, so I don't know what it was trying to do there, but I guess maybe the developers took down the link or something, I don't know, but yeah, this is the part I had to quit, because no matter what I did, I couldn't go forward. I even ran around the tree to see if there's another entrance, and no. So, yeah, dead end here, unfortunately. And for the last set of levels, I thought I'd play as Cream the Rabbit, and I decided to give her a custom outfit. I gave her a blue dress with blue shoes, and I don't know, I decided to make her look a little cuter. But so, this is kind of like a real big middle finger. So, you try going inside the temple, hoping it'll take you to, the Lost World level. Instead, it takes you to a cliff fall! It's like, what was the deal with that? On the bright side, you get Kingdom Valley. That was my favorite level in Sonic 06. I love the visuals, I love the music. So, unfortunately, once again, it's a level that does not play as well as it did originally. Yeah, even the Sonic 06 version was more playable. Let that sink in. But, otherwise, it was still a fun level. I just felt like it was a little more sluggish compared to what you had in Sonic 06. God, I just love this level. It's just so epic. Why wasn't this in Sonic Generations? I mean, I liked Crisis City as well. I think even for a broken game, it was such an iconic level. There's just something so different about seeing Sonic running through like a flaming city. And then with the epic orchestra in the background. And so, I don't know, I just think this level's a lot cooler. Oh god, what was with that voice? Like, I remember that was from Sonic Heroes, but oh my god, that was so annoying. Cream has one of the weirdest, like, hit calls or death calls ever. Ugh. I remember when I first played that, I thought that was Charmy B who actually made that noise. No, that was Cream the Rabbit, apparently. Yikes. This part right here is, like, the main reason I love Kingdom Valley. Like, I think the rest of the level before it was great, but the build-up to this is just amazing. I love the music, I love the visuals. Just such an epic part of what is otherwise a pretty disappointing game. And that's it for all the levels that you can play so far. Otherwise, it's cool how you can take a boat and go over to the egg carrier's wreckage. However, there's no levels there right now. You can't even go inside Eggman's pool. So, I have to wonder, though, if this is a placeholder for... I mean, why else could you ride here? Obviously, they're planning on making more level entrances for another build of the game, but for right now... like I said, this game is unfinished. But even for an unfinished game, there's still a lot to do. There's still a lot of unlockables you can get by going back and collecting the ring. So, yeah, although I went through each level once, I still plan on going back to this game occasionally and trying to unlock everything. However, at least now I know what levels to avoid. Some of these levels are just flat out unplayable. But I do look forward to seeing if this game will get finished. I think it would be a really fun, massive multiplayer racing game. What are your thoughts? Have you guys actually played this game yet? What did you think of it? Overall, I thought it was pretty good. A little flawed, though. It definitely needs room for improvements, but hey, it's still a beta, and I still look forward to the final product. And with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. That's all I have to show for now. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and have a great day.